really not much here to like for beginners at least, unless you're Fabiano Caruana or something. Let's
Some would call
let's
me
go.
that.
Yeah, he just messaged me, yo.
Yeah, okay. Let it sync.
But do we have to mute for this, or why is everyone on mute?
Yeah, you have to mute.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
So we know the standard line of the Sicilian, and I wanted to look at this interesting line. It's called the Maroxy bind. So we were studying with Coach Gab, and we discovered something that basically you can play this Maroxy bind idea in like most lines of the Sicilian. What do I mean by this? E4, C5, knight F3, knight C6. And here, like D4 is also okay, but you could even play C for this idea. For example, you play for this move C4, and then this putting the pawn on C4 and the other pawn on E4. It's so strong, and it's like it gets a big clamp on this D5 square that you can play basically against almost every line in the Sicilian at least. I think we studied how many lines, Coach?
Yeah.
Basically, you can play this against the Najdorf. You can play. Let me show you what I mean. For example, here, this is basically the structure. This is a standard Sicilian. This is Rosalimo setup, I think.
No, that's not real. But yeah. But
the bishop,
yeah, let me.
The bishop D6. Coach, can we please mute?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Now the idea of C4 is to have a huge grasp on this D5 square and gain central control. And since we own D5, we want to get a knight on D5. For example, that's why we're developing the knight, and we want to plant this knight on D5 just to like get a very good grasp on the on the D5 square. We can exploit the dark squared weaknesses. For example, what do I mean by dark squared weaknesses here? For example, I think Coach Gab messed up the lines. This isn't
no. Let me explain what.
This isn't the line that I had prepared.
Yo, Coach Gab.
El Coach Gab. What I had prepared was this bishop b5 idea. It was basically, and you can play the same idea. It's like mainly in the Rosalimo ideas, and you can still play this idea. You can still play for c5.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you can. This basically it works in bishop b5 ideas. So there are lines where you can go. Let's say queen b6 here. You can even trade, and black has a light squared bishop. And this light squared bishop has no easy development. For example, if this bishop was to go to c7 to try to develop, it's going to be facing a wall of light squared pawns, and it's not going to be very strong on the diagonal. If it goes to a6, maybe trying to do something, you can just go b6, and there's really you can't even just go like queen c2 and then prepare b6 because their tactics on with the bishop on g7 and just play like a slow game. Let me not try to overwhelm you guys, though. So basically, you can just like trade here. I think trading is fine. And even if you like trade all the blacks is still left with a bad bishop. All right.
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions in this structure? Do you guys have any particular lines in the Sicilian that you play that?
I play the Najdorf.
The Najdorf?
Also, somebody said they had a question.
I have a question.
What's your question?
So in the position, we're playing e6 to kick out the knight. What about e5?
E5
closer towards the end with playing knight f, or no, not knight f, playing knight d5 and then playing e6 for black.
Oh, so you play knight d5 and then e6 for black?
What about
Could you
Oh
go
no
back?
no no. More
So that's
forward.
95. Knight d5 doesn't really work.
He said go more
can you
forward.
go
He said
back
go more
one more
forward.
move?
Yeah.
Go
Instead
backwards
of
one more. Yeah, right here.
e6.
No, what for now?
Um,
95. Right.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
forward
instead
two.
of
So white plays knight d5.
here,
Oh my god, is that
Go,
equals
Forward.
3?
go ahead 2 more moves. To
well, how
move
can
8.
you go with knight d5 exactly?
Oh my god.
No,
Is
go to move
equals
8
3?
real quick. Go to move 8.
Coach Tree can have your autograph.
Wait, go to back one move. Coach, go to move 7, black to move.
Okay.
So after b6, he's asking he's asking to go knight d5. So,
Okay. After okay. He wants it like black, but then there's this knight takes e4 line.
Or it was
It's just,
after with f3
f3.
and then playing. So it's before. So instead of playing d5 right now, you play knight f3, showing the line that you showed.
oh, okay. But you're just like you just blundered a pawn.
Before, so not that move. Go back.
Was it
You said
f3?
So
knight d5.
so yeah, so f3.
Oh, f3 first. Sorry.
And
Oh,
then
f3 then knight d5.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
go ahead
Uh,
2 more moves. Go ahead 2 more moves.
So
After
castling and
knight
then
d5.
knight
okay,
d5.
knight
He's
d5.
And
asking why.
I was thinking e5 instead of e6
Oh,
for
so you
black.
go e5 for black?
Yeah.
But this just gives me a stronger clamp on the d5 square.
Oh, I see.
As you can see now, there's
Because
no
now it
way.
can get kicked.
Yeah. So now, like I'm not going to trade because then you'd have a way to kick me out. I'm just gonna live here now. I can even like a simple retreating move, and whenever this capture happens, I'm the only beneficiary because it gives me a major space advantage.
I see.
You see, I get like, for example, there's no way you can challenge these pawns. This is like the connect four. The connect four is unstoppable. Maybe you can have some ideas of like maybe f5, but you can never actually prevent. You can never do anything to like challenge the integrity of this pawns. And
Very good
and then
question, though.
if you were even to play something like let's say a5 and try to trade the bishops, the trade will benefit me because I have all these pawns on light squares. Your bishop is passive. Your bishop is walled in. For example, now by playing this move, your bishop is passive. It's walled in by your own pawn,
I
as you can see.
see.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
so basic, yeah.
yeah.
So
So it's like,
basically, you cannot play e6 anymore since you played e5, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's
so
okay.
just like
Pawns cannot go backwards.
this move here, I think the only move to actually challenge white on his clamp on the d5 square is this move e6.
Understandable.
But the
That's
problem with e6 is that it weakens d6, and now it's a dark square weaknesses.
yeah, but it's like it's like for example now I retreat and it's not really like it's bad, but it's not that bad because now at least you have the pawn break. You can set up the pawn break with bishop b7 and knight bishop b7, knight d7, and then you still have the idea of playing d5
Then there's always
yourself.
the move I would have played.
What's the move you would have played?
I would have simply played Queen E8. Checkmate.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Anyways, we digress. This is a very common line in this is Sicilian. I'm pretty sure most of you face this all the time. Maybe not this move. Maybe not this move. G6. Maybe I'm not sure you face G6, but it's like in most lines of the Sicilian you face. I'm sure you guys have seen something like I don't know. Maybe now you've seen this.
I do have one question though, or
Yeah.
not a question, but what I actually would have played was horse captures D4.
You would have
Nice.
captured on D4.
Yeah, back whenever the other person was talking about, instead of pushing to E6.
Wait, you mean here you would have captured on D4 instead of pushing G6?
No. go back to wherever he said instead of going e6, why not go e5? Like instead of going e6, I would have captured the horse.
Oh, okay. So you mean move 8 here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we've already established that it gives white a major like structural advantage, like the connect four, the whole connect four thing. You know. So you said instead of going e6, you'd have gone e5.
No. That's not what I was saying.
Yeah,
Shucks.
He would have took
What I was saying.
the knight.
you would have
Yeah.
taken. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like the same thing. It's the same thing.
You wish, buddy. But
Your
I
knight
would
is
have took
four.
the knight. I would have took the knight and then I would have pushed the pawn.
So you would have taken the knight now. Like,
And then after they captured back
okay,
with bishop, then I would have pushed the pawn. Wait, no.
He
Go
said
back.
push.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. No. No. So like instead of pushing the pawn, I would have took the knight on d4.
the knight on e4. I
And
take
then
it.
and then I kicked the horse out.
So you play e6.
Yeah. And then it probably goes to what, c3?
I yeah, knight c3 is not a bad move. Knight c3 is decent. I was thinking around lines of knight e3 to be fair though.
And then after that, like the whole point of that was to go d5.
Mm.
Wait, takes.
And then pawn takes. And
Yeah,
now
d5
what?
definitely clarifies. Then I push, and now you have an isolated pawn. And I'll try to play against the isolated pawn.
Oh
h5
no.
with the horse.
h5.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Are you looking at
Wait.
angel lines? Because I don't
No,
Okay,
this is all theory, buddy.
okay.
What? Okay, well now what do you do?
What do I do?
What do I do? I'm
Yeah, why?
I'm 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 going to, I don't know, play bishop e2 and castle my king.
Bishop
If I'm
e2. You
gonna
see?
try to like go for rook
Well, that's
e1 or
actually a blunder
why?
because of queen h4 check.
Ah, yeah, queen e4 check actually miss. Yeah, I completely miss queen e4 check. That is true.
Wow.
But like that's just like the idea that I usually try to go for. I try to put my pawn on d5.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is why. Okay, I see. I see now. This is why you're looking at engine lines. This is why the engine suggested going to. This is why the engine suggested going to c3, so that when you play this idea, for example, now you play your d4 line, right?
It's not
This
an
all this
engine. Or,
now
well,
now there
I
is
bought
no.
it from an engine line, but it's all theory. I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
What's the idea with the knight being on h5?
So I can open up my queen.
Can the knight go on d7?
Let's avoid
What
these
if
ultra specific, non-realistic openings because I've played a lot of Sicilians like, and I've never encountered anything that even resembles this. Coach Gab, would you say this is common theory?
It's not even theory, my friend.
This is not theory at all. This is not
Yes,
common
it
theory.
is.
This is engine theory.
I'm pretty
This
sure
is
all
engine
theory
theory.
is from the engine.
What's
I'm
the name of
all
the line?
This
What?
joke way too many times,
Let's
bro.
look at it. There's definitely, if it's theory, there's definitely a code base. There's no games. There's no games here. Can't be theory if there's no games that have ever been played in this position.
what's this Lichess? It's like a dead game. Obviously, there's no lines.
And also,
Yeah,
let's be off topic, guys.
yeah, we're off topic. This is definitely not theory.
Yes, it is.
These
Let's
are engine
not
lines.
Aiden out, bro. Like, don't be too off topic, man.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to like the basics. Well then, if you're like, I don't know, what's the name? Who suggested this line? I'm sorry. I'm in Lichess. I can't really see.
Aiden.
Well, if you're like Aiden and you know Ultra Engine Line Theory, then maybe you play something else and you don't need my lessons. But if you're like 99% of people, just play this.
I'm just here for
You
fun.
know? Yeah, you know, if you're like 99% of people, it'll probably work for you. But if you're like some super GM that knows some ultra lines with knight g5, then don't play the don't play the Maroxy. Probably play the knight Orf or something. You know. So that's my own suggestion on this. Anyways, do we have any questions in the Sicilian again before we move on to the next structure? The stonewall structures, the Dutch stonewall. No questions?
Nope.
Okay, that's perfect. Let's go to the stonewall. B4, black plays f5, c4, d6. This is just the main line opening. And now we have a stonewall setup. So as you can see, the pawns here, and the pawns here, like they're all put on the light squares. And this does is this dark squared bishop is generally considered to be weak because, well, the bishop is kind of like eating rocks. Anyway, so we continue with the match. Coach Gab, can you explain this line, please?
Okay. Firstly, go in black perspective.
Okay,
Cause
this line is for
yeah. So you want me to like the talk about the basics, right?
mhm.
So basically, the stonewall. The idea is to control e4. You wanna play like knight of 6 to control e4, right?
Mhm.
And then you're gonna plant your knight on e4, so that they can't control e4 themselves. Okay.
And
And
how about the
basically,
develop? I'm pretty sure, like, because I'm also curious, the development of the c8 bishop.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is the g2 bishop. It's also blocked.
Yeah, but it's like at least it has an outpost. This bishop looks a lot sadder.
Yeah, but basically, like you want to launch an attack, so you want to do a rook lift. Like you're gonna castle.
So okay, so you're gonna castle
Yeah.
queen. Basically you're gonna castle kingside or queenside.
Yeah. Kingside.
Queenside. So
Yeah.
so the idea is queen d7, bishop d7. I don't. Where does it knight go? Or is it like knight d7, knight f8, knight g6 ideas?
Yeah. So I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, how many people play the Dutch stonewall here?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, you put
Mm-hmm.
your pawns on light squares because you want to block the bishop on g2. Even though it blocks the bishop on c8, that bishop, um, it's okay for us because basically that bishop is useless, so we don't really care about it. We just want to castle kingside, play rook to f6, rook to h6.
So castle kingside. Okay, now let's say white continues naturally with a move. Let's say he plays a move that's very common, like bishop g5 here. Seems human to me. Continue. Could you,
You just castle. Like you can even protect with knight b to d7, like reinforce your knight and stuff like that, or kick it
okay,
out with h6.
okay, but I would rather reinforce for now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would rather reinforce because I want to have a clamp on this e4 square, and I don't want to take back with the queen. I'd rather take back with the knight.
but like future ideas, you might want to go h6 as well.
Yeah. Okay. So black here. I think. What white here? What does white do? White develops. No, it's white to
Develop.
play.
Yeah, develop the knight.
Develops developing the knight seems very natural to me, right?
Yeah.
I think there's no white has no hope of basically attacking this thing. So I think a move like knight 92 might be even like this knight to e2 with the idea of going f3 and e4 myself. Why not? And then basically I'd clamp down on c5 now. Basically, why not? Why not go c5? Is this some sort of why not go c5? Take up all the space, right?
You know, c5. Then I will
Well,
undermine with like b6, and now like
So
now
you want to
b.
go? Okay. No, let's play it out. Let's play it out. I'll play the white position. I want to see. I want to see because I don't agree with keeping your bishop. Like basically, I think this. I have a study on this. Good bishop, bad bishop, as you can see here. Basically, walling in your bishops like this is usually not very good because it's like there's no difference between this bishop and a pawn. Because like basically you can't do anything. It's just like a big pawn, a giant pawn, sitting around doing nothing. So it's like, yeah, okay, your idea of undermining, okay, right? You obviously have to retreat your bishop, and you only have two squares that are realistic. That's bishop to e7 or bishop to c7, right, Coach Gab?
Coach Gab has left. So
Patty,
sorry about that.
Coach Tree, I love you.
Coach Gab is left.
Indeed, Coach Gab has left. He said he has some other thing to do, and he's gone.
Coach Tree, can I have your autograph?
Okay, this line was prepared by Coach Gab, and personally, I don't think this can be very good for Black, practically speaking. I mean, the chances for Black seems like he's struggling with a severe space advantage, and I generally prefer the structures for White here. This seems much easier to play because, I mean, the plans flow naturally. He's saying that basically we have ideas of playing g6 and launching some sort of kingside attack. I definitely see that. I see the prospects of that, but it's like,
I can
why
I
is
can add
that?
something here. I don't actually play these structures,
Yeah.
but usually when you play c5 as white, it's a slight strategic mistake because it makes e5 easier to because there's like a pawn lever on d4, so it makes e5 break a lot easier, and the white center gets kind of weak.
Yeah,
Usually
for
when
example, here Ninja is even suggesting like immediately breaking up the stonewall structure.
yeah,
So
it's
no
kind
more
of like
stonewall.
yeah, it's like kind of like the same ideas in the French where if black plays c4, you get some pawn levers with b3 and a4.
That makes
Ah,
sense.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
so yeah, you usually don't want to. You can sometimes push c5, but usually not this early.
I
But
see. I see.
but I don't actually play these
that pawn
structures
break
as black.
is good for Black.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure c5 is fine, but
C5, yeah.
it's usually a little too early here. It makes black's life a little easier.
Ah, I see.
So do you develop before you push c5? Develop your knight and
No, I think the engine's suggesting e3. I don't really see why e3 here. This is let me
So
turn off engine lines. Engine lines are not.
I
I
mean,
don't.
white. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't really. Yeah, again, like I don't play any of these openings, so I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure. But
Totally.
usually, when you have this sort of like slight space advantage, you usually don't want to push it too fast because when you have more space, you're able to maneuver better than your opponent. Right. So as you noticed, his bishop is kind of stuck. His c8
Yeah.
bishop is kind of stuck. His knights are
The
kind
developer.
of
The development of the knights isn't very clear because
yes.
basically.
Yeah. So usually when you have the space advantage, you just build up your position slowly. It's kind of something that a lot of people misplay because they think when you have the space advantage, you should just go for an attack immediately, right? But usually the way I guess engines like to play it is they just like want to slowly build up their uh, position. They don't have to worry too much about as long as
So
black. Yeah.
yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, so basically you just want to use your better maneuverability because you have space. and your opponent is unable to improve his position as good as you, as good as the side with more space. So I'm assuming this is why e3 is suggested. But I mean, e3 is also just a fine move too. Like it's
Yeah, e3. The capture is definitely not very good because I think you win back the pawn fairly easily with queen c2 ideas, and if he tries to defend it, you just go a4. I think that is fairly self-explanatory, right?
yeah, and also he's getting rid of a center pawn for one of your side pawns, so that's always
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that why. I know some people might be wondering why not just take the free pawn. It's not really a free pawn. It's like
Doesn't the
okay.
main line go like some bishop a3 to trade off the dark squared bishop in some lines too, or bishop f4?
So
And this
here,
g3 catalog? No, like way far back, instead of committing the bishop to g5, there's b3, bishop a3.
ah, so instead of
Like
committing the bishop to
d6,
g5.
b3, and bishop a3 here is very common.
Okay, so with the idea of trading off, the very powerful bishop, because black's bishop, it's most powerful piece here.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Yeah,
something I've seen in a lot of Grandmaster games, and usually they go queen e7, and that's like bishop b2, queen c1, and to continue with this plan. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very different. These Stonewall structures are very unique. Like, very, very interesting. But what if now? What if now c5?
Bishop c7, knight b to d7, and maybe breaking with e5 at some point. Maybe bishop b2, but like I feel like you'll just get e5 as black way too
But
quickly.
now, like I can play bishop f4 myself and take, and then I clamping down. It's like, yeah, you have the open file, but it's like, this is what I mean. Like, even if like this trade, because I get this very powerful outpost on e5.
Are they forced? Let me go back a move.
See, I think the engine says it's completely fine.
Go back a minute. Just go to bishop f4. I'm wondering if there's a more practical way to punish this, because I don't think this bishop f4 is most accurate here.
The engine says it's completely fine. It seems logical to me. Because it's like, yeah, it's like I'm getting this great outpost. Sure, my pawn structure is okay. It's not the prettiest, but yeah, like I'm controlling the dark squares. You have no dark. You have a bad bishop walled in by all these pawns. I have complete clamp on the dark squares, and then I have a light squared bishop as well. That's better than yours. So it's like all the advantages of the position. Like for example, I can see a line here in the future. Maybe I play something like e3. I can start like some sort of pawn rush here. I can put the bishop on f1. And your bishop is never gonna get active. Like, how do you get this bishop to become active?
I mean, there's definitely some sort of fortress here. That's why
Maybe,
it's 0-0s, but
yeah,
very
because
hard to say.
yeah, definitely. It just seems like it seems completely winning. I don't know.
I don't
Basically,
think it's
not
winning. I think
completely
it's
winning,
more
but I think
strategic.
as white, I think you win most of the time here, practically speaking. I mean,
I mean, if
how do
someone
you,
plays Stonewall, they really do know how to navigate these positions. So I wouldn't be like I've been outplayed by like 2600s, 2700s in these types of structures as white way too many times. So there's
uh,
always some annoying resource that will like be so like for example b6, b4, a5, and then what do you do? Already it gets kind of
okay.
queen c2. I mean bishop a6 now comes and like now the bishop has a
Yeah,
place, knight
not
b to
all of it. Yeah,
d7.
yeah. This is definitely where all the counterplay lies.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, if your opponent does lie back and kind of take it, then sure, you're probably much better, but of
Somebody give me
course.
personal coaching
Yeah.
for free.
Excuse me. I didn't get that.
I said,
You
I
have to
said can somebody,
Meroxy
I said,
Bind is very interesting. I haven't actually looked up. I mean, I read one book on it, but I can never understand these structures, I feel like. I always allow my opponent to equalize with some sort of d5.
It's okay. It happens to
Yeah.
the best of them.
Yeah. All right. So the stone. I won't. Should we continue analyzing the stonewall structures because I find these quite honestly quite intriguing.
It's not something you get very often either. You would also have to.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think this is very practical. This is very practical. What I suggested to Coach Gap wasn't actually this. I suggested like basically the Scandinavian. Basically, there's
Ooh.
this. Let me show you the Scandinavian, the Karukan structure. Basically, you see e4, right? E4. This move here, 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 and
What are your thoughts
and
on that?
hmm?
What are your thoughts on the alien?
Bad.
I'm sorry.
Alien
He's,
Gambit.
Alien Gambit.
That
It's
alien
bad.
gambit? No, it's
Bad.
amazing.
No,
It's
it's
amazing.
bad. It's bad.
Well,
Blitz,
when you
blitz
want me,
and
I'll
bullet
use that
weapon.
alien gambit.
I mean, I'm 2660. I shouldn't have much trouble, but okay.
I'm 2600 too, buddy.
I still shouldn't have. If it's blitz, I should not have that much problem. In bullet, I think I've lost to it like twice, but I don't play Karakon, so
Wish, buddy.
Okay.
she's just a
So
bad opening.
so basically, I think Coach Gab might have misinformed me. He didn't tell me I was teaching 2600s.
No, they're
Yeah.
coaches.
Igor knows.
I'm
No, we have two really smart people in here, and then a bunch of students who's trying to learn. So
okay.
let's try to move on to exploration. And the 2600s. I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely. Like like for example in the Stonewall structures, I was seeing like practical chances that maybe a 2000 rated player or something like such as myself would probably win. Like in that position, I guarantee you none of my opponent put I'm coming. Let me see the Stonewall structures I was talking about. Most people you play, they don't go for these lines that he suggested. And where is I have these lines, this B6 A4 lines.
Mm.
They don't go for this. Like they because it's like if you, these are the kind of lines that if you know them, you know them. If you don't know them, you're never going to face them. Practically speaking, it's like you have to study this to know that you have to go for this B6 A5 idea. And I think if you don't go for this, you're just lost as black. Like
Yeah, strategically, yes.
if you don't go for this idea, you're just lost because
We can move on to a different structure.
yeah, these are like basically for like let's just like in the intermediate level. Like I know you guys are 2600s, yeah, and you're probably like you're definitely better, and we'll see like better lines and all that. But I don't see, I just don't see it. I'm as black. I have control over the dark squares, right? I have dark square clamp. Let's this B6 idea maybe it's even undermined. B6 here, A5. Let's just say they even see this for some reason, and they know all these. Okay,
Yeah, what is
okay,
A4? Yeah, what is A4?
okay, and no no en passant.
Oh yeah, because that loses to Queen B3 immediately and Rook C1 just a
Yeah,
massacre.
yeah. You see? Can you see these aren't human lines. They're
I
not.
mean,
They're not.
B6 A5 is very human because it's
Yeah,
just
but like,
undermining.
but to not en passant, like I guarantee you,
See
uh,
this?
raise
Let's
of
see the
hand.
structure. Let's see the IQP and whatever.
You always take en passant, bro.
So-
Yeah.
It's forced.
Okay, not my favorite way to enter an IQP. Wait, is it? No, Bishop E7 was included, so yes.
Your profile picture gotta go wow. You wanna explain?
No,
One
it's
of my
kind of.
friends drew it for me, actually. Yeah, I like it. My IRL friends.
Can you draw me one too?
Like let me turn off the engine here because I like personally I like to analyze without the engine. I really analyze after with the engine. Maybe when it's telling me I'm stupid or something in the end,
Can you
but
draw me one
basically,
too?
yeah.
I wasn't the one who drew it, one of my friends did.
Can you draw me one too?
Just gonna take it
Basically,
for her.
with the isolated queen spawns. Okay. Now the pressure's on. I know you guys 2600. With the isolated queen spawns, we want to control the pawn, the square in front of it. Our
Mm.
plan is in a perfect world, right? For example, black does not want to trade the pieces here. In a perfect world, we trade all the pieces, and this pawn is a weakness. The more we trade, the more this pawn becomes a weakness. Because I don't know. It's now I feel like I'm gonna say the wrong thing. You shouldn't have told me you were 2600.
No,
Gab,
you're
Coach Gab.
fine.
No, Coach Gab told me I was gonna be teaching 1500s, and now I feel like everything I'm going to say is going to be extremely scrutinized. It's like, no, there's a line here. Actually, when you go,
It's
you
fine.
know.
I'm not.
Okay,
I
so
don't. I
basically,
can't play IQP either. It's fine.
yeah. Okay, as black here, I think you just continue with natural development. You want to control the squares around the pawn.
And you want to
Basically,
also thrust the pawn with like d4 at the right time to
exactly.
get rid of the
You
weakness.
want to quickly trade the pawn, and you want to also control all the squares around the pawn. You don't want to trade the pieces. So, for example, how do I show an example of a bad trade for black? Let's say, mm,
Bish.
no, bishop b5 here seems kind of natural, yeah. But yeah, bishop b5 here is natural, and then castling. This is natural intermediate chess. Please don't show some ultra scrutinized or ultra specific lines. We castle, right? So as black, you definitely don't want to be, I don't know, trading the bishops, for example. You know, this bishop trade, you don't want to be trading all the pieces, because the more pieces you trade, the more this pawn becomes a weakness, right? So basically, what you want to do as white is also basically overwhelm the pieces. So for example, as white, your idea is to play something like, I don't know, maybe queen d2, rook d1, create some sort of barricade, or even queen b1, rook d1, because he can not actually push because there's a pin on this queen. So for example, queen b1 here is perfectly fine. And now it seems like he can get rid. No, he can't actually get it because there's a simple capture and tactic, and tactic works. So it's not really easy for him to get rid of his problem here. Maybe I don't know. Uh, he develops a piece for some reason, you know. Then this is
d8, d5, queen a4. I think just picks up a pawn.
wait wait. Can I add you as a member so that you can suggest moves? Because it's kind of like I don't like suggesting moves by myself.
Hey, coach, somebody
Uh,
asked if they can answer the question.
I mean, my Lichess account is improvement core-ish.
No, it's like just like it doesn't matter what account it is. I just want somebody because it's like if I'm suggesting the moves against myself, I only suggest the moves I see. If that makes sense.
Coach Gamer, somebody asked if they could ask a question.
What's the question? Please, questions will really help me.
Computer, type your question in chat or say it.
So if you go back like a few moves, just like
Uh-huh.
2 or 3,
Mhm.
after you trade off the bishops,
Yeah, like
like go after you trade off the bishops.
Forward. Yeah.
Is a move like knight d4 here good just to blockade the pawn?
that is also a good move. Yes,
Mm.
because this trade only benefits white because
Nice.
now, yeah, that's a very good suggestion. The trade
It
only
run.
benefits white.
Nice
But the
line,
thing is,
You
computer.
may or may not run into some tactical problems. Because with knight d4, you run into knight g4, and no, just knight g4, and then I think your position is already very shaky. No, like before trading, because of course you don't want to trade.
okay, so here you go knight g4 immediately.
Yeah, so I would not. I would reject this because I see g3, queen h6, h4, and you just lose to knight takes e3, pawn takes e3, queen takes e3.
Wait, can you show us the line? G3.
Well,
Queen
Wait, can I add
h6.
you as a member? Can I add you as a member?
I'm lazy and it's like 3:40 a.m. right now. But
Yeah,
queen h6,
queen h6.
h6, h5, h4 is probably the most natural move here, and then knight takes e3. Very annoying.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think you just play knight f3. Just don't weaken yourself
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
it's just wasting
I
a
think
tempo,
taking it-
and then they have knight c5, and then they kind of get this trade in their favor, where you're kind of forced
Yeah, but this
to play g3.
this just auto loses for white. This just auto loses. So just like knight f3 after knight g4, just waste a tempo going back.
Yeah, you can just go back.
It's
I think.
fair. Yeah, but you never really want to go back in structures like this. So I think, yeah,
To be
queen
honest,
b3 rook
going
d8.
back is not it's not very natural. It's not very human to go back to play a movement immediately. Like say, okay, I
Yeah.
made a mistake.
Well,
Let me take it back.
the
It's
argument
not.
is knight d4 was a bad move, but knight g4 is also a bad move. So
But it's not a bad move because it is targeting a square, and then you can bring the other knight in, or like you have a million other
Wait,
candidates.
so here you mean like
no, I'm just saying
wait,
knight
back.
g4
Hold on.
is
Like rook d8, h3, knight back to f6, queen e2, like maybe
I would really
d4.
appreciate if you like put the lines so that we could like write it down.
I think I just want to add one thing because
Yeah.
like all of these lines are kind of complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, you basically touched on all the stuff for the IQP. But
For the
Yeah.
beginners, yeah, like for
yeah,
the beginners, can I just say for the beginners, like I know you guys are GMs and all that, but like for the beginners, try to isolate the pawn. If
yeah,
you have
so
practice,
yeah, I
yeah,
was just going to add a few things to what you were saying.
okay,
Yeah, so the isolated queen pawn is a strength in the middle game because it gives your pieces more play. Your pieces have more squares to access when you have no pawns beside your isolated queen pawn. So you're completely correct that black does not want to trade pieces because black is usually the one that is starting an attack with the isolated queen pawn. As white, you want to trade the pieces. You want to trade the minor pieces because, like you said, in the end game is a weakness. So white wants to keep the major pieces on the board because that's usually how black will lose his pawn is because like white will triple up on the d file.
exactly.
I forgot who suggested knight d4, but like that's usually a pretty good idea to blockade the pawn.
Yeah, me personally, like what I
I got
said
computer.
for black was this move, bishop g4 for black, just like pinning the knight.
Can't he kick out the bishop? Can't like it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
but
he
like like bishop g4, it's white to play now though. So, but like with this idea of bishop g4, you kick it out, and then I live here, and I'm pretty sure there's tactics here. I'm pretty sure that like if I go g5, I think there's a sacrifice, and
Like
there's
there's
something.
also like I don't know about all of these lines because I'm like pretty bad at opening theory and stuff. But like here as white, I would just play knight e2.
92.
Knight e2, yeah. Because the whole point is I just want to make sure black never plays d4, and I want to put my knight on d4. I want to trade off all the minor pieces. Like this is probably not computer approved
No,
or whatever.
92 is definitely a very good idea. So basically, 92 is like you're taking taking a step back to go a step forward, and basically plant your knight here. And when you basically, I think this is what let's just showcase this. The idea isn't to trade, but the thing is now it's like you have to take with the queen, and then now you have
No, this is fine.
this is
I
fine.
wouldn't say it's fine.
I remember seeing a Magnus Carlsen game where he played knight e2 and black
Yeah.
doubled his pawns exactly
Bro,
like this, and
suggesting Magnus
was
Carlsen
better.
games to beginners, bro.
Different.
That's
That's
true,
Magnus
because it's
Carlsen.
Magnus
This is
Carl.
fine for white.
Exactly.
It's
That's
like
the Magnus Carlsen.
knight
That's
e2
different.
is correct.
It's fine for Magnus Carlsen. It's not fine
Yeah.
for us.
It's
Daddy,
fine.
that
Your
is
name's
Big Daddy
Magnus.
Magnus.
I
That's
think
Big Daddy
you can
Magnus.
also, yeah, just to make it easier, you don't even have to double the pawns. You can bring the other knight to d4.
Only me and Big Daddy Magnus play those moves.
Yeah, so you can bring the f knight to d4, so you don't have to worry about doubling the pawns.
Okay.
Just take with the
Yeah.
queen. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely
Like this is just like super simple chess. You blockade the pawn, you play bishop f3, and then you attack it.
Yeah, this is definitely better. You block
A6.
it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Also, like a question for the beginners here: which bishop is better? Which
What do you
bishop is better? Which
um
bishop is better? For the beginners, please, not the
black's
super
bishop
grandmaster.
black's
For
bishop is better.
if you're a beginner, please answer. Let's not let the super GMs come and tell us
Is
how
black
questions.
bishop? I think it's
I
black's bishop.
honestly don't know, and I'm like,
You see the black bishop?
Yeah.
it's really hard to say actually. Structurally, because all black's pawns are on light squares in the center, I would be inclined to say that white's bishop is better, but I feel like it's a
I
bit
think
more
white
active.
bishop just has more prospects.
Yeah, especially on the b1 to h7 diagonal, but like again, that light squared bishop can be very annoying.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
80 is a beginner. Yeah, he said beginners reply.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
yeah,
would
I'm a
prefer.
beginner. Honestly, I'm a beginner when it comes to IQP. I love
Yeah.
Nimzo Indian, except when I get IQP out of it, because I always like manage to lose it.
I see. I see. Okay. There's also like basic. I was now everything I'm doing. I feel it's gonna be extremely scrutinized. Basically here, I was seeing this thing. Basically, common capturing mistakes that beginners make. Beginners make. Please don't tell me specific lines that you know that this is fine. For beginners, it's usually a tough position. Okay. For example, here, this capture. I want to ask, is this who does this capture favor? This capture on d5. Should white capture
Black.
on d, or should you? I know there's theory where basically anything you play is fine now. You know, but like, who does this capture favor and why? For the beginners, please.
I think that it was in black because I play French defense. I think.
Excuse me, who said that? Can
I
you
think
can you
computer. Or no, no.
can you say that please again? I
Uh,
didn't. I did.
I think that favors black a bit more.
Okay. Okay. Can you explain
And
why?
I feel like then like somehow every time I play and then opponent check that pawn, I just feel like it's better. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
You feel freer, right? You don't feel like you're caged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone in
Yeah.
chat said black
Yeah.
opened the bishop.
Exactly. The bishop, basically, it's not very easy, for example, to get a good development square for this bishop now. But when white clarifies in the center, all of a sudden, like your bishop is now, it's free. You know, it has a lot more squares to go to venture forward, if you may like. But now,
I also think in this
mhm.
specific example, why take when you can just develop another piece like your knight?
Exactly. For white, that's the concept. Basically, keeping the tension. That's what I wanted to talk about. For white here, you don't want to trade. You don't want to allow black easy development. So it's better for you to play this line. Let's say knight c3, for example. Now the bishop doesn't have easy development, and basically you have to play weird moves to like get the bishop active, and it's not very clear.
Mm.
Especially for I know there's theory here. Trust me, but I thought I was teaching 1,000 rated players, so
All good,
you know.
Maestro.
Okay. So basically, it's like this bishop here. Maybe you have to play something like b6, bishop b7 to like
Mm.
get it active. And basically all the pawns are on light squares. Like most of the time, when you count pawns, right, and you find out that a lot of your pawns are on the light squares, most of the time you want the opposite colored bishop. If that makes sense. So if, for example, how to know let's go to this thing, good bishop, bad bishop. I think I have it here. Uh-huh. How you know a bishop is good versus a bishop is bad is basically the color of the squares. It's the same thing as this invitation is not an obligation. Just because you can take doesn't mean you should take. Sometimes it's better to keep the tension. I there's a lot of people like coach and they like to clarify too easily, too quickly. They clarify the position, and basically it's like you end up in like a completely equal position because you didn't keep the tension and you didn't build on the pressure. Basically, PP on the PP. That's one thing I like.
Pressure on the pressure.
Yeah, keep putting pressure because well, you're playing humans, and even though that's why I do like personally, I hate engine chess because sometimes you analyze with the engine and it tells you that it's a draw, but the psychological effect and all these things that aren't taken into account, it's not a draw, in human terms. This is a unique position that I wanted to showcase this. I had this prepared for like the beginners. I wanted to ask whether which trade is if this trade is good or bad for whites.
Bad for white because you get doubled
Are
pawns
you
on the C file. Oh
are
no, they
you a
didn't take
beginner?
that.
Are you
Yeah,
a
I'm
beginner?
a beginner. I'm a beginner. Yeah, 700.
Okay. You said it's bad for whites?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you're right. It is bad for white, but it's not exactly because you get double pawns like you said. Could you tell me another reason why it could be bad for white? Then I can help you
Um,
explain.
it opens up their queen question mark, and it gives them that check.
So how you can tell, like basically in chess, most of the time, that a pawn is good or is bad is how far advanced it is and how much it controls the center, how much central space it controls. Now, when you're trading these pawns, what you're actually trading is this d4 pawn for this b6 pawn. This is the actual trade that's going on.
Mm.
Let me show you. So when you trade, you can see the d4 pawn is no longer there, and the b6 pawn is active. So now black has a more advanced pawn, a pawn on the fourth rank, and basically your pawn that was on the fourth rank is now on the third rank.
Okay.
You see, so it's like you're trading your good pawn for like not so good pawn. That's kind of how you do it. So what you want to do here as white is, well, like we said, add pressure. So just like a natural move, let's say you develop the knight, right? Now, the same thing here. Do you want does black do you want to take?
No, because white gets more control of the center.
Exactly, the exact same reason. The exact same reason. This capture only benefits white, you know? And then it's not even so easy because now as black, like let's say you want to develop your piece. Now, how exactly do you develop?
I have a
Like
question.
okay.
If takes, pawn takes, and d5, wouldn't we have?
If takes, pawn takes, and
And d5. It's like a
d5.
Carlsbad, but like for some reason we committed to b6. Like this looks fine for.
Yeah, but not like basically now you have what they call a queenside majority now, as you can see. White has a queenside majority.
But isn't this like kind of bad for white because a6,
This is
b5,
not bad for
b4,
white.
and
This is not bad for white.
yeah, because c4 immediately. But
This is
I'm
not
not
bad for
talking
white.
about. I'm talking about structurally because Carlsbad is not usually given. Yeah. I'm just talking about Carlsbad structure. Like if you guys go to Queen's Gambit declined,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
guys exchange. If you guys know about Carlsbad structure
yeah.
and
D4,
know the
D5.
plan,
Yeah, D4, D5. Yeah, we know. We understand structures.
you guys mentioned Carlsbad in this lesson. Okay, let's for example put c3 on the board and just like make it.
Excuse me.
Go to d4 c4 pawn structure.
I think.
Go to d4 c4.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of allowing c5 and bishop f4, just play c takes d. The bishop f4. No, not here. Just white instead bishop f4 is c. d. The pawn takes and bishop g5. And this is kind of like what we had with the black pieces, where
But there's no pawn.
there's a queenside majority here, as you can
Yeah,
see.
I
But
think
this
it's
is
for black.
Yeah,
for
for
black.
black, exactly. Anyway, this is a weakness because of rook like the c6, for example.
C6.
Yes. E3. Castles yeah, castles, short castles. Bishop d3. Knight b to d7.
Okay. I think we're kind of missing the point here. It's about the
No.
structure.
I need to get an example position on the board to show the
Okay.
minority attack here.
Okay.
So just rook e8.
Rook e8.
Yeah, rook e8, rook e8, rook b1, rook e8.
It's white to play.
Oh my bad. Rook b1 and rook e8, and just push the b pawn down the board.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, this is something you should definitely talk about real quick. The minority attack
Okay.
and weakening the
Okay.
c6 pawn. This is something you should mention, like these plans.
I've been in
Okay.
that.
Excuse me? I didn't hear the last person. I heard you said I should
I've
mention.
been in a similar.
You've been in a similar position?
Yeah.
So here, I think a6 first, right? Then b4, then b5.
I mean, we already prepared it with rook b8, so why would we waste a tempo with... Yeah, so we go for it immediately. And like knight f8, example move. Knight f8.
Yeah, I'm thinking knight f8. It's knight f8 to go knight g6
Yeah, or knight e6, either one.
or knight e6 or g6.
Yeah, they both work.
I was thinking about putting the knight closer to the queen side. That's or like something like a pawn break here.
b6 just creates a weakness. We
B creates c6 weakness, but then I was thinking of immediately clarifying with the c5. That's what I
Then
was
you
thinking.
have a bad IQP where you're like
Yeah. Yes.
So this is where the IQP comes in handy again. And then b5 here, knight g6. And now just taking on c6 and castling. And if you can draw some arrows, you can explore how the c6 pawn is weak in the endgame.
Yeah. Okay. This is fairly simple, even for a terrible 2100 like myself. This pawn is bad because it's not easy to advance basically, and there's moves like knight is a4, and basically you can get the same sort of clamp. Like if you remember when we were looking at the structures in the Sicilian, where basically you clamp down on a square. Once you have pawns that aren't like basically once you have like pawns that are like focused on a square, and you have a pawn that's a backwards pawn. A backwards pawn is a pawn that is like well not really supported and it's behind, and it's not very easy to advance. So it's like here, I don't know, correct me, Mr. Grandmaster, but I'm thinking queen c2, knight a4, and basically prevent the movement of this pawn.
No,
Try
you're
to time.
completely correct.
Yeah, I'm just seeing, and it's not very easy because now this bishop is not it's very kind of difficult for white to develop. Pardon me, to develop the bishop. It's not very easy. Like for example, let's say bishop e6. Okay, now what does that even do? Pretty much nothing. Maybe you can go bishop g4. Okay, I go h3. Does the trade? Who does the bishop trade benefit? Because I think who does the bishop trade benefit for the knight? Here. Who does this trade benefit?
Bishop pair in an open position.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe rook e1 trying to. Can you sure you can't this thing? I'd really like to see like the lines here. If you could like I don't know partner with me because I wanted to partner with with Gab, but then I don't know. We kind of had it all planned with Gab, and then he suddenly disappeared.
I really wish I could. It's so late. It's 4 a.m.
Okay, how about the other 2600? Can you also partner? Just
I think he's lying about being 2600. By the way, like he's
I would also
1400.
can I suggest something?
Yeah, you
yeah.
can.
No,
I can add you. If you have your username, I can add you to like the
well,
members list.
I'm only 1800, so
Oh, it's
anyway,
fine.
Okay, that's fine.
I kind
Actually,
of
that's
like
even better. That's even better. Please come, come be on the list, please.
oh,
Please be
okay.
on the list. Okay, okay. I was like, oh my god, finally, somebody normal,
Don't worry. I feel the exact same way while talking
bro.
to GMs and titled
Finally, somebody
players.
normal, bro.
How?
What's your username?
Nate 32666. That's
Nate
just
326.
me with a bunch of numbers. Yeah, that
Okay,
one. My
okay.
Lichess ratings are bad.
I'm gonna put you as you're a contributor now. So if you can come to the study, do you have the link to the study, or should I share it in the?
I have no idea how to do this.
No, just play naturally. Play what you would play normally in a position as an 1800.
I
You know?
gotta go now, but I do gotta say I respect you a lot for teaching this topic in just one lesson by yourself. This is a
Thank you very
very
much.
difficult topic, and you
Quant
explained
structures,
it very,
it's so
very well.
advanced. It's so
It
there's like so
is.
many nuances, and like in different positions there are moves that are bad. Because like because like for example, there are lines we were talking about the Italian with Coach Gab earlier. There are lines where basically, when let's see, let me show you. It's better I show you than show, don't tell, right? So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with like let's say bishop to here, 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 here. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the let's say what
I would hope.
this is like the basic beginner opening. I think there's thousands of games in this line, right? So it's very
Yeah.
common. I'm pretty this this is very common here. And so a lot of people don't actually know the difference of when taking this pawn is good and when taking is bad.
When the king
For
is
example,
castled.
yeah, in this situation, taking is good.
Really?
Yeah, in this
Because you have knight
taking,
d5, right?
yeah, knight
Yeah.
d5. In this situation, taking is, but like if the king was castled, like for example, I've actually like basically met students who don't know the difference between the castled king and when to take. So they basically take at the wrong time, and they end up in like losing positions, and they're like, "Oh, but you told me to take this." And
Really?
yeah, it's
I
very
mean, if it's castled, sometimes it's even worse for black because they're getting mated. So.
no, but they're let me show you what I mean. I'm coming. Let's say bishop here. You don't play the immediate g5, right?
Castles here.
You castle, which is a very natural move.
Castles back.
Exactly.
Now g5, I think, would lose to the same knight takes
g5 still
g5
loses
now.
the knight takes b5. Still
Yeah, so
loses.
when wouldn't it work?
Coming. There are lines. This doesn't work. I promise. I'm coming.
There are lines. Yeah.
There are lines. I studied this thing. It's just like it's
I mean,
staging anxiety, bro.
it's definitely worse when black
Mm.
isn't castled.
I don't
Yeah,
think it is because the king is usually getting mated, no?
No, I'm saying it's worse for white when black isn't castled.
Yeah. That's my.
Because like here, I would say black is winning.
yeah, definitely. This move
No.
g5 just loses on the spot. You don't go for it. Maybe you play something
Yeah,
like
no, yeah, I'm saying
rook g1
yeah,
and try to go for g.
No, but rook g1
g5 if you-
is very unprincipled. I had played this. I played rook g1 in a similar position with f4 on the board, like some type of Stonewall Dutch position, and like the GM I was having a lesson with genuinely like shuddered. I've never seen someone have like a disgust to a move like that.
I bet the engine is just like, no, play g5. It's fine.
No,
Bro,
g5.
No,
that's why.
G5
The Asian's
G5
like,
is
yeah, I mean, it's bad, but it's not really that bad. It's fine. That's why I don't play chess. You know, because like, imagine explaining like basically, imagine like I was studying one line with a student of mine in the Karukan, and then this line looked absolutely atrocious for black, right? And then I was like, what? This can't be human. And then the Asian's like, nope, do it. It's fine. You're just winning. I was,
You're just winning, but your king is on h4. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. It's like, you idiot. Don't you see that it's clearly winning? Like, okay.
Actually had a case where the engine was wrong while reviewing a game. It actually missed a resource that my opponent found. It's very funny.
The stockfish, like
Yeah,
stockfish.
yeah,
8 was wrong.
stockfish. It literally missed a resource. Game from
Wow,
afar.
somebody
It saw it
outthought.
like when it was played, but crazy. I sent you a
Yeah.
friend request. I'll send you the example later, but it was very
Okay,
funny that
I'd
like
definitely love to check it out.
the engine completely missed it, which is very rare.
I've never seen the engine miss a move.
I've seen it happen plenty of times actually.
I've seen the engine missing top computer moves.
Well, like the
See
thing
here,
is, it won't be
see
a
here,
top
this.
computer. It won't be a top computer move, but like you'll see the evaluation spike up as soon as you play it, or spike down. It's very weird. What's your
My
account?
username is game over. Game over. This one. Have you sent the friend request? Okay.
I
Beautiful.
think so.
Beautiful. So I would like to continue teaching the beginners.
All right.
Oh, Legends is here. Hello, Legends.
I linked a model game, by the way. It's quite a famous model game for the
Yeah.
IQP. If you
Can you
want to
share the
take a
game?
look,
Can you
I
share the
linked
game?
it.
A model
I linked
game.
it in the
Okay. Well, sure, man. Would love to have a look at that.
I linked a model game for IQP also.
Okay. Okay. I didn't. Okay. Where
I'm
is
just.
your game? We'll take
It's
a
in
look
the.
at both games.
In the chat.
It's in the group chat, group
Okay.
lesson chat.
We'll take a look at both the games.
I think this is probably one of the most famous how to play against IQP games.
Wait, which one is it? Is it the one is it the one by Chikorita?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
It's
I think this.
Karpov's. It's Karpov's game.
Okay.
You can look at it from black side if you want.
Okay. It's he's playing black.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He is
Karpov
playing.
and positional chess go hand in hand. I love his games. I'm not a
Ah,
positional
yeah.
player, but
Yeah, but this is how you basically play against the IQP, and it's what you should strive for in all of
Okay.
the same positions.
All the beginners have left the chat because no, I mean like
Beginner account, guys.
yeah.
No, I'm Coach Tree.
Okay.
Bro, I've been just like looking at these lines. It's like, what the flip is going on?
His bro said IQP. Like, this is a very strange way
I
to.
said
It's
it
the same
before.
line. Like, if you look at it, it's the same line. It's the same C4 D4, but it's like they just played it very strangely. Because like D4 was played, C4 was played, but they don't actually like they didn't play it like how we do. The morons. They played it in a very ultra sophisticated way. Okay, so he's okay. So Anatoly Karpov, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was too silent that I thought I was all alone or something. Basically, I think he went Rook C8. I don't know, with the idea, he's creating like basically a threat on the C4 bishop, right? Maybe he has ideas like Knight C4. I don't even know, bro. He's Karpov. Let's go. So Okay. He retreats his bishop because, well, it was X-rayed by the rook. Bishop E6, yeah. Under developing the bishop because he wants to prevent pushing black from pushing the pawn. And he cannot play this move E6 because if he plays the move E6, then the bishop is trapped. It's not even trapped, he just doesn't want to go for this line, I guess. For, I don't know, he's Karpov. I can these grandmaster games require grandmaster. Can the person who suggested this please come, help us decipher greatness? Because hello, hello.
Oh,
We're still here.
Okay, Coach
Sure.
Tree, Chikorita, you suggested the Karpov line. I'm pretty sure there's something about it that you find very intriguing. Would you care to share it with us? Analyzing grandmaster games for like beginners, to me, it's kind of like giving like I don't know, 3-star cuisines to toddlers. Like giving ultra fancy meals to toddlers because they're not really gonna appreciate, or showing Van Gogh
Well,
or
it's
something.
more about just showing the maneuvers that he does. Like you don't have to like analyze every single move he does. It's just like
No,
bishop
but here
e6.
it's like, for example, this trade. Let me show you, for example, here. I'm pretty sure the engine will say this move is fine. That's the thing about engine chess now, for example. Here, this move, it's not even the top computer move.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's not.
matter. Like we don't care. We
No,
don't care if
no,
it's the top.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's not the idea. We understand the idea is to prevent this move d5, but d5 is not even threatened really right now because this prevents d5. Easier way of preventing d5, but this loses the advantage. Why does it lose the advantage? Is it because it forces the trade of the light squared bishop and he's not yet ready to trade it, and he wants to trade the light squared bishop, but only if he can get the stronger knight on d3? Because let's say, for example, here what did Carpo play? He plays top move. Let me turn off the engine. Queen a5, bishop h6. He wants to trade the bishop because black's bishop is currently stronger, right? Because it has some sort of prospects on the d4 pawn. It's targeting it, and there's ideas of rook d8. And then basically you target the pawn. You have a knight, a bishop, and a rook all facing the d4 pawn, right?
Yeah, I mean, like
So Karpov.
this is almost too deep for like we don't even need to analyze this deeply. It's just like you just play through the game in like a minute and just see how he places his pieces to
Okay.
trade off favorably, and like
Oh, but it's like
this is a bit.
if you don't appreciate it, you don't understand why he's playing the moves. It's why he's playing them that's truly fascinating, right?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah. I
need
mean,
to understand every move. You just need to understand like kind of the
The
main
key
idea
concept.
right now. We're just focused on d5,
Okay.
right? So
So yeah,
just comment on the
if
moves
you can
where
see,
he's
he's
blocking
restricting.
d5.
Okay,
yeah.
as you can see, he's restricting this move d5. He has complete control over the d5 square. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces all attacking the d5 square. So basically, this is impossible for right now. So he's basically, he's preventing this pawn from ever moving forward. Let's see how he continues. He doubles up his rooks on the same. He's just making sure that pawn can never ever go forward.
Mm.
Okay, he's trying to kick the queen out. Ah, destabilizing the rook. Because now, if the rook was to go to, let's say, I don't know, where does he play his rook to? Rook d2.
Yeah.
Black can't actually double up his rooks. Here, I'm thinking of a move like queen b6. I don't know. What Karpov played. Let's see what he played. Immediately challenges the integrity of the queen, forces the queen to move, and then plays this move, knight to d5. Gets complete control over the d5 square.
Yes, and I think like you were saying earlier, this just trades pieces off so we can
Yeah,
just have our heavy pieces on the board, right?
yeah. But he refuses to trade the bishops.
Is that
It's strange to me because I think it's very natural to like just trade the bishops. I think it's very natural. The engine doesn't think it's that bad, and Carport definitely didn't. The top line of the engine is this move rook b5. But yeah, I think it's very natural to just trade the bishops here.
Yeah, trading is fine too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he missed it. Anatoly Karpov missed the tactic here. He could have gone knight takes b5 because he can't actually take back if the rook is hanging.
Well, his the thing is like he doesn't even care about that. He just wants
Yeah,
to
no, I think
win a
Spot actually
bishop.
makes it worse. Like it
He
doesn't matter.
probably saw the tactic and was like, no, Karpov does not win games like this. Karpov. He sacked the rook.
I think this tactic is cooler. You'll see.
Ah, I see. But bishop takes coming. Why doesn't it work? Bishop takes, right? Because if knight takes, you have to take either with the queen or this, and basically you're winning. You're winning it back, but you're equal material. No, you're up a pawn. Right? This is a very strange way of doing things, but it's beautiful. He's not really sacking the rook. Ah, what is
white blunder?
Yeah, just a clear blunder. A shame that the game had to end with a silly blunder.
Oh, that move's nice.
Yeah,
What?
but yeah, no,
Whoa, no,
it works because of queen f takes f2 checkmate. Queen takes
Rook
f2 is leading to
F2
checkmate.
so nice, bro.
Queen
Crap.
takes f2 is just Chad because now he's basically forced off the protection of the
That's
f2 square.
such a nice
Yeah,
move.
that's game.
Yeah, he
Just checking, you take the rook and you bring your rook in, and then king up, you bring your rook in, and you do their mate when you win the queen. Holy shit, that is pretty.
This is definitely beautiful chess. Believe it or not,
holy shit, that is pretty.
he played at 95% accuracy.
Wait, what do I play at?
That's
84?
crazy.
I mean, in a classical game, I can definitely play at 95% accuracy, so it's not really.
Wow, it's like after like 80 accuracy.
Bro, it's like
It was the blunder. The blunder killed.
Yeah, he blundered. He I think it was the capture on b4. The computer it actually drew the position. The computer saw a way to draw it, but it's not really a draw practically speaking. But that's why I hate engines. The engine was like, of course, you should have just taken. By not taking now, it's a draw. How is this? How is this ever drawing? Okay, you continue the lines. The same idea that he saw, right? The same cool tactic.
There's a little bit
The
of
computer
counterplay.
says you should give up the pawn. The keeper is like, just give up.
You get like
Just give
rook
up the.
takes. Like rook takes bishops.
Yeah. A6. Rook centralizes here. Rook d5. Push. Yeah, this is computer chess, bro. This is crazy. You don't even defend B. You just let black take. He doesn't even take your pawn. Like, he does because he goes C. And he can't capture because. Oh my god. The engine
Look
is so
forward.
criminal. You see, this is why like the engine saw this all the way over here and was like, yeah, it's +1. It saw this entire line of this entire sequence when it traded the queens over here. It saw that if black eventually takes the b pawn, the king is on a light square, and then the bishop would maneuver and fork. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is
No, this is just engines.
this is engine chess. It saw this entire idea of pushing the pawn to e4
No, actually,
so
that's
that you
lucky
could
findable.
push it and sacrifice it.
No, this is findable. When rook here
No,
in our pawn modes.
It's findable over here, right?
founded-
It's findable. It's
Yeah, not
findable
like-
over here. Not like here.
No.
Not
Oh,
here.
not here, but like after he goes
Yeah,
king
but the
G7.
engine saw all of this.
The engine saw it over here.
Engine's crazy.
The engine saw this line here, bro. It's like it saw that you could, like, for example, here, which human doesn't take this pawn? Here, most people just play. I don't know. You just play. I don't know. Maybe rook to e1 here. Try to prevent the pawn from the back. That's what you're taught. You know the principles you're taught. Like get the pawn from the back. Don't ever like go through the side. Always these are like the basics, the 101s, and it's like no, forget all that. It's too passive. Oh my god, this is beautiful.
Didn't we have another game to look at?
Yeah, where is the other game?
I sent an IQP that resembles the example you showed earlier.
Okay, can you resend it? Because all I can see is Chikorito's games.
Let me just respond to it with the dot.
Okay. I found it.
Just plug that into analysis. Toast.com.
Okay. Okay, it's a game between a 2600 and a 2500, basically.
That's like my elo.
You're
Over the
2500?
board?
I'm joking.
Wait, over the board?
Yes.
2600 over the board. That's like super GM level. Yo, why are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's FIDE. I don't think it's FIDE, bro.
No, it is
'Cause,
FIDE.
definitely. 2603 FIDE?
Yeah, this guy's an IM.
No,
Oh,
he's
this
a
is
GM. He's
UFPS.
at least GM. There's no IMs. Like every one
Is
of us
he a
is GM.
GM? I think
He doesn't
he's a
have a
GM.
GM,
No,
no?
he's a GM. No, he's a GM. He's a GM. The other guy's an IM. The 2400
Okay.
is an IM.
So this guy is
No, I've
basically
seen this
Levy.
guy at a tournament before. He's fucking old, but yeah, he's a good chess player.
This guy is Levy, basically. He's even better than Levy. Levy's like 2300.
At the moment, yeah. Levy's
now.
why.
One day.
So okay. So let's I want to appreciate the positions because okay, all this is pretty standard stuff. When I see something strange, I'm going to talk. All this looks pretty.
Looks a lot like our example, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty like this idea of knight the for example the 91 knight d4 idea. I'm wondering if it works here.
Maybe.
Knight d4.
Maybe, I don't know. I would play rook c1 here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rook c1. Yeah, with the same idea that Karpov had, the X-ray bishop. If you notice, if the game that he sent, the Karpov game, let me show you guys what I'm talking about.
I remember.
Karpov had the same idea with the X-ray bishop. Let me show you. See? Here, Karpov also played rook c8. X-raying the bishop. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know, I just wanted to share that little detail. Take it back. Connect to the center.
Yo, this is literally just gamer self-analysis, and then Chico, and then we got two 2600s just commenting randomly. It's so
Bro,
awesome.
like the thing is, right? I prepared a lesson for like 1500s to like 1200s.
And then the 2600 showed up.
And then I show up and there's two grandmasters. Like what?
It's awesome.
It's like it's really not really expected. I'm just here preparing my casual lesson, teaching you basic principles.
Bro, I'm 2600 on Gambit.com.
What's Gambit.com?
Just look for the rec. Look at the ad.
Yo, I'm like 3200 on my own website.
Yeah. I want to see how these how they play it. White wins here, but how does White play against the ITP? So he offers a queen trade. The queen trade.
Wait, why? Don't you want to keep the rooks and the queens on and just trade off all the mana pieces then attack the ITP?
Isn't
Well,
that like
it's
the
Yeah.
hard for black
Well,
to
black
attack if
wants.
he doesn't have a
Black
queen.
wants to do
I
that.
feel like your
White wants to start.
white
Yeah.
squared bishop is really awkward right now if you don't trade off the queens.
For
Yeah,
whites.
I don't know where that's going.
Yeah.
Because if it goes to d3, then your queen is just on d4, like out in the open.
I'm just asking him, isn't it normally better just trade up on the minor pieces and attack the isolated pawns?
Yeah,
with,
but like, okay, the queen is on d4. How do you actually attack the queen? Right? How do you create a threat on the queen?
Well, after queen a5 is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Here, I just think if you don't trade off the queen, your bishop is like really awkward there.
Ah, okay. For black,
White. The white
you
bishop.
think black should trade the queens here? I don't think black has to keep the queens on.
No, I'm thinking if white. Never mind.
I don't come
He
in.
wa-
What? Excuse me. I'm coming. Explain it, please.
He's talking
I'm
about white's
thinking if
bishop.
white. I'm thinking if white didn't go for that queen a4 move, I think the bishop is just really awkward. They're on b5. I think that's
Yeah.
why you should trade off queens.
So that's why he offers the queen trade, because the bishop is like basically looking at thin air. It really has no targets. Is that what you're talking about?
I feel like if your queen is on d4 and black tries to kick the bishop with a6, then where is it going?
Oh, so let's say this move. You're basically saying if this move, queen a4 was never played, right? So basically, this move a6. Let's say, for example, let's say, what move this? Let's say he plays something like, oh, I'm coming. I think we need to go to analysis. It doesn't allow me to analyze. It does not allow. It doesn't allow me to analyze. It's forcing me to. Oh, I'm retarded sometimes. I apologize. That is so dumb. I'm coming. No game review. Okay, so basically, I saying in the here, instead of going queen a4, let's say black played something like no, okay, rook d1, which is the move I thought of, right? Let's turn off the engine. I don't think engine chess is. Let's turn off the engine. Okay, so basically, you're saying that after a6, where does the bishop go? Yeah,
Yeah. D3 is like the only good square.
I was thinking, what a bishop a4, bishop b3, and then just adding pressure to this. Because now the bishop is on a more useful square. Bishop a4. I know this b4 b5 idea really doesn't do much, right? But after this, you're just winning.
Computer, I think this is a question for you, by the way.
Computer. Yo, it's computer to computer.
Hello?
What?
Yo, computer.
Sorry, I zoned out.
Gamer has a question for you.
Yes, what is
Yeah.
your question?
Yeah, you suggested a line. You said the bishop was awkward on b5, right?
Yeah, just
So
after
here,
like
let's say,
d1 or something.
yeah, let's say not here. Let's say rook d1. You said a6.
Yeah.
So I said bishop a4 with the idea of going bishop b3.
I just really didn't see that it was doing anything on that square. That's all that I was thinking. I just wanted to see what you thought about it, I guess.
Okay, me personally, I would just like put the bishop on a more useful diagonal. That's what I thought. Let's see what the engine has to say about my idea, though. What's the best move here? The engine says, okay, it's the top engine line. No, the engine, it's 50-50. Bishop b3. Bishop d3. You said it just feels awkward, like you said earlier.
I like it more than a4 though, because like you don't have to worry about it getting attacked. But
Yeah, but the attack is bad. I think this attack is just bad. See, it's just bad. It is because it just allows you to realign. It just basically gives you the move you want, but with a free tempo. This move really does nothing. You can even just take here, I think. What, doesn't taking work? Yeah, it works. I don't know how the computer is saying not to take. Taking just works.
Okay.
You can just trade everything. Now this doesn't do anything. Oh, sorry. It does this. Or you can even, yeah, just block. I'm sorry, I apologize for my retardedness, but you can just like take the free pawn. Now the isolated queen's pawn is just an extra pawn advantage for you, right? All right, let's continue. Let's see how the Grandmaster played against the IQP. So this move, queen a4, threatening to trade queens, and this is actually a threat because the queen trade, as we know, let's say for example, I don't know, bishop to no, this is a bad move generally speaking. How do we trade queens? This is generally not like definitely better for white here because bishop b3, the same idea, rook d1, and your pieces are all active. This pawn is never going forward. It's just better. It's just better for white, I think. Or do you have anything else that you think could,
No.
Yeah? Where is computer? I think he was not suggesting all those lines. He definitely had some good ideas regarding the line. Yeah?
I think I'm fine.
Okay, that's perfect. Because I'm going to need your help on this one. This is Graham. Straight forward. Okay, let's go. Our line realigned. As you can see, what he did is create a blockade. So he realigned his dark squared bishop to a more useful square right in front of the d4 pawn, of the d5 pawn, preventing the d5 pawn further from moving. Which is definitely a very good idea. And instead of aligning, like repositioning the bishop, like I suggested with the a4, bishop b3, he did it, but like he did it with e2, bishop f3. So basically, it's still the same idea of attacking the bishop, just like a better way of doing it, I guess. Queen d1. Queen d1. Okay, queen d1. I think why is a rook d8 the best move here? Let's say he plays something like this. Am I threatening to just take? Take, take. Yes, I am. I am. Good bishop. Computer, I'm gonna need you on this one because I don't understand the point of trading the dark squared bishop personally. Hello?
I think maybe it takes the defender off the d5 pawn.
Okay, the tactics work. But what? Okay, no intermezzo. No intermezzo. Okay.
Brilliant.
Wow. Wow. What?
Why did white lose so much advantage?
You right? The engine is saying just go king g2 and forget about it. Oh my god.
Nobody is playing that.
Bro, nobody's playing king g2. I freaking hate the engine sometimes. Like, you dumb. It's just like play king g2. Oh my god. Is it because I don't know, is it because of Queen E1? And I think this is the same idea with playing before preventing Queen E1. That's basically the same idea. But the engine just go King G2. There's no Queen E1. And you don't have to give away the pawn. You just have the same thing, but you didn't give away a pawn.
Yeah.
This sacrifice, even like it's so counterintuitive to just sack a pawn, defended by the king, right, and the rook, to go rook d6, and not even immediately, like, because obviously taking here is bad, and it's like it's taking you off. It's not even clear. Okay. Well, what's wrong with queen c7 here? Check here. Check here. And then you take a pawn. And you're up, and you have 4 pawns for the bishop. That's why it's better. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. Anyways, can we look at some basically, are the beginners, are the grandmasters gone? Should we look at the basics, you know?
Yeah.
There's still an NM here.
Yeah?
There's still an NM here.
Oh, national
NM.
master?
Yeah.
Well, if it
Cheeky.
doesn't start with a G, then
Corey. Well, he's actually a cabinet master.
But said if it
He's
doesn't
actually
start with a
CM,
G.
bro.
Yeah, no, I don't think a candidate master. No offense, man. I really respect title players, but I don't really think a candidate master is as good as a grandmaster or even. Because I've played candidate masters in tournaments before. Like I even have records in my feed, and I've beaten
No.
candidate masters before. Like
No, but the thing is with him, right? If you give him
Yeah.
like, if you give a candidate master like time odds against the grandmaster, there's a good chance they can win.
Nah, no chance. I don't think you know how good GMs are.
They are very good, but if the
No
time odds are
chance.
significant enough, you could definitely win.
Unless you know, there's different type of grandmasters. Let's say it depends on the time control. The grandmasters, like for example, like you know, the stereotype was going around a couple of this thing months ago that Gukesh was bad at rapid and blitz. You know,
Well, I have
they say that, yeah.
I have an anecdote.
Uh-huh.
I played
what's the anecdote?
I played a 30 game time odds blitz match against Nakamura back in the day, and I lost 0
how'd
to
that go?
30.
30 minutes.
No, 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and I lost all 30 games.
You lost 30-0.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't think people realize how good grandmasters are.
One of Hikaru is like a super grandmaster. Like it's like
Yeah,
like a freshly minted grandmaster.
Now,
You-
honestly,
you can time odds,
do we have two
Honest-
beginners in the house? Like I remember you guys.
Yeah, I'm a
suggested-
beginner.
Okay,
I'm gonna
can
mute.
we have another beginner? Can we like basically watch your games and then we'll analyze and then like suggest like your structural weaknesses, how we can improve on those? Basically, or like your pawn play.